We have also, by way of making sure that we do what we committed to the people of Kenya, on matters young people, you know, every family, every region of Kenya, because we are a nation of young people, have young people out of school, out of college, and they do not have jobs. And this is everywhere. You go to every town, you go to every city, you go to every village, and that's the case. And we've had this conversation many years, you know, that the economy is going to expand and therefore we are going to create jobs. But jobs can not be created unless there is intentional, deliberate, practical interventions. So we decided to do 5 things. Number 1, we undertook the housing program, not just to have decent living conditions and housing for our citizens, but to also as a means of creating opportunities for work. As you all know, it was one of the most difficult things to do, because it involved, you know, a framework where we had to contribute. And so, if you read in the Azimio Manifesto, there was housing. In the Kenya Kwanza Manifesto, there was housing. But when it came to the implementation, there was a big problem. Nobody wanted to do it. And we were taken to court, or demonstrations, and many other things. But we stood our ground, and today I stand before you to tell you the skyline of Kenya is changing. Go to anywhere in Kenya, from Busia, I was there last week, to Kisumu, to Migori, to Kuria, Kericho, Eldoret, Kitui. I was in Makueni. In fact, in Makueni, the senator of Makueni, who has been saying nothing is happening. So when I went with him to the housing, he was shocked that it was in Wote. And not just that, we have 640,000 young people working. Architects, engineers, plumbers, electricians, carpenters, masons, and everybody in between. In fact, at some point, the debate was, oh, William Ruto is talking about Mjengo. Can his children go and work at the Mjengo? But good people, explain to me, which is the workplace of the architect? And the engineer? And the mason? And the carpenter? So if you go to university to learn engineering, civil engineering, electrical engineering, and all the other engineerings, mechanical engineering, and architects, the only place you will make meaning with what you have learned is Mjengo. There is no other place. If there is no Mjengo, you are useless. It's just as simple as that. Yesterday, I was in Thika, In Thika, in Kiambu alone, we are building 18,000 housing units at a cost of 45 billion in one county. There has never been an investment of 45 billion in one project in any county in Kenya. So we are changing. Today, the contracts we have signed on using the housing fund are contracts of 640 billion across Kenya. Markets, hostels for our university, TVET and KMTC students, housing. I just handed over houses in Kapsabet. I handed over houses in Kakamega. I will be handing over houses in Kirinyaga. There are some that are ready in Ruiru. And that process will be continuing. The most fundamental thing to me is that by next year, we will have 1 million young people working in our housing program. Real people working. We also designed because we are a very tech-savvy country. So we designed a program around digital jobs and business process outsourcing. And today, in our ICT hubs, in our Jitume centers, in business process outsourcing, companies that are registered here in Kenya, and there are many. In fact, the largest business process outsourcing company in the world, called Teleperformer, just shifted to Kenya. So we have close to 300,000 people working now in that space. I remember when we were at the conference this week, one American company, ADEC, will be setting up a 2,000 person capacity in Machakos County as part of the expansion of that footprint. And many more are stepping in because our human capital is good. We speak probably some of the best English anywhere in the world. But do we say? And on and on and on. So our projection is that we should be able to appropriate at least 1 million young people working in our digital jobs space in the next between 1 and 2 years. We are extending the fiber optic because it's going to be a very important tool for that exercise around the country. We've already done 30,000 kilometers. Our plan is to have 100,000 kilometers so that business process outsourcing can be set up anywhere in Kenya. It doesn't have to be Nairobi. It doesn't have to be around Nairobi. We should be able to do that in many parts of our country. We also decided that because we have some of the best human capital in the world, that we use it as part of our export. And that is why Rosalind here has been working with me to clean up the channel for accessing jobs overseas. We had to clean up the system because we had too many brokers. We had many recruiting agencies that were crooked and defrauded many people of their money. So we have registered close to 1,000 of those companies. So we have made it leaner, and we are still reorganizing that space But just with what we have done, including cutting down on time to access travel papers, including passports and what have you, today we have a green channel for people who have employment opportunities abroad. Rosalind, it takes now how many days to get a passport if I have a job abroad? 2 days. That's how long it takes, between 2 and 3 days. And as a result, mark this, as a result of what we have done in the last 3 years, 540,000 Kenyans have gotten jobs abroad. And our remittance from abroad has increased by $1 billion. Yes. So, and I can go on, but that's the space we are working with the young people of Kenya, including what we are doing to access to credit, the big program we have around Nyota, which is going to benefit close to 820,000 young people with skills, with startup resources. And this is all to make our country competitive. One more thing I need to tell you is to be able to reorganize our economy. Economists will tell us, those who went to school and read economics. I did not. So it's on the basis of the information I get from them, is that investment is a function of savings. You cannot invest what you don't have.